Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Hello guys, so welcome to my review of The Walking Dead of Daryl Dixon, episode 2. So we basically get to see the breakdown of Paris. Well, in real life we actually know what's actually happening in France right now. And I think it's probably just basically used stuff from all the whites and stuff while filming this. It's pretty smart, I guess, because of all the places to, you know, set things in. France would probably be the easiest to afford if you think about it. Yeah, because I'd see why we didn't really get like a bigger location. But yeah, yes, this has still been a really cool setting, and just seeing it break down and stuff. Also, this character who I guess is helping Daryl right now, she's not really a perfect person too. Like she was basically someone who just steals and stuff just to get by, to live the life that she does back then, and kind of shows the similarities to, I guess, you know, Daryl, because he also didn't have a perfect life. Like him and his brother was just probably not the best people, just trying to live before the apocalypse started. And just seeing the apocalypse happen at the same time when she's doing, you know, criminal stuff, partying, having cocaine, being a crackhead, yeah, and just trying to leave with all the stuff she's stolen from people. And then she literally starts to see everything break down, and she's trying to, you know, leave, because her always was probably like, oh yes, I just need to escape with all this money and stuff. But no, the apocalypse is about to happen. And in the nightclub, you could kind of hear in the background that, you know, people were screaming. Like it was slowly starting without her realizing, because her issues was like, oh my god, I just don't want to get caught up and go to jail. Imagine going to jail in the apocalypse, which we've seen that in The Walking Dead Telltale game with Lee, how that turned out. But imagine actually being in there, like in the prisoners in season 3 of The Walking Dead, or the comics, yeah, damn. But yeah, her just witnessing it for the first time in France, like, man, did it pretty well. And I just don't know if it was basically easier to do because of what's been happening in France. I don't even know if there's still actually riots in France, since that was a big thing that was going on. But yeah, I don't know if it's still happening, but some of the shots felt like they literally took it from the riot that was going on, and I just added walkers in the background to go with it. Like, man, I really don't know. But was this filmed before the riots even started? So I really don't know. Yeah, because and then you've seen like people turn into walkers on the trains and stuff, like, yeah, Train to Busan vibes. Yeah, like this intro was just so well done. Yeah, seeing that she wasn't really a perfect person before she became a nun. Yeah. Yeah. Just seeing everyone just get worn down and stuff, but then this person saves her, who I guess she knows, tries to get out of that situation. Intro plays, then we flash forward for a little bit, seeing them on their journey to their location. Then she ends up we end up seeing her, I guess, find her sister helping the pack. But then we eventually find out what happens with her. I guess the neighbor had like a daughter, but it seems like something happened to the father, and, you know, the mother was crying and stuff. So she's basically a Clementine. She's basically she's gonna be by herself, and hopefully someone comes to help her. But who knows if they'll do something with this in the future? But man, so much time's passed at this point. But since they're in France, we could see something. Yeah. But yeah, she's just basically trying to get to the location, and then they end up getting blocked by a group of walkers. But they basically use the horse to be able to, you know, get by him. But then, you know, the little kid, who I guess is the most important character right now, he basically thinks the horse is going to be alright, but, you know, basically she lied to the kid, and we kind of find out how important that kid actually is to her. but I don't know how big of a role he'll actually have in the whole story anyway, or the kind of importance he'll have, but yeah. So yeah, they're basically able to get by thanks to the horse. Whip, because we all know it's gonna die, but the kid, he thinks they're still hot, but you know, even Daryl's like, why are you lying to him? He needs to be able to grow up eventually, man. Yeah. And you just see all these kids basically surround Daryl. I'm like, man. And there was literally a character who was talking about, how would you want to die? I don't think this is one of the things Daryl would want to die, because all the things he's flipping tucking on, like tanks, huge hordes, people with dead faces, like all the things he's tucking on, like, man, and he gets taken out by kids, imagine. But yeah, it's a good thing that she basically knows the kids and the leader, who is also a kid, and it just gives me like flipping season 4 of Telltale's The Walking Dead vibes, the final season, where Clementine just runs into like a group of kids who are just trying to survive, by themselves, and end up being pretty capable, even to someone like Lily. Yeah. So yeah. And I guess, she basically says that, he's on a mission, he's from America on a mission and stuff, and just calls him Father Gabriel for the rest of the episode. And, that was just like, really? Yeah. Then we just get introduced to all the kids. Yeah. And you know how Daryl is with kids, he loves kids. Not in a weird way, but he's good with kids. Judith and all them. Then you just have a little grace on the dinner table. Even Daryl says grace and stuff, since they make him. Everyone just looks up to Daryl, even to the point where he's drinking, just like how some of us would, where we just literally drink all of the food, and then they just end up copying him. It's hilarious, man. It's pretty cool. Because they're kind of looking up to him because he's the adult, because they're being led by another kid like them. I don't know if she's basically the oldest, but yeah. But then basically the whole situation is that basically Daryl needs transportation, but they'll only give that if they basically help him with their situation, because I guess their elder is basically sick and they need medicine to treat her. But then there's a certain message in this episode that they're basically trying to say, but we'll get to that at the end. Then I guess this guy's brother's missing, because that kid tries to sit down next to him, but that seat's for my brother, because man, he's probably missing his brother right now. I can understand that. And definitely Daryl too. I mean, he basically thinks about his brother when in this scene, when they're basically watching like some old show and just seeing actually Daryl happy. Yeah. Probably thinking about, man, just imagine if we got like a little flashback with Daryl and Mel as kids, just watching the show too. I didn't really get to recognise the show, but yeah, it's a show that Daryl basically watched with his brother Mel when he was kids. So one of those happy moments, probably the happiest moments he had with his brother, before the apocalypse and shit happened. And we've heard a little bit about how terrible his parents were, but yeah, like I guess this show that he watched with his brother just brought out some strong emotions where you don't normally see Daryl smile this much. Like, he was smiling a lot, and it was nice to see. Yeah. And then he's just having a little conversation with her about everything they've lost. Yeah. And then I jump back to, is it a flashback again? Yeah. But then you find out that basically her sister becomes pregnant. And let's just say it gets worse than her being just pregnant, and basically this guy who she's with just wants to leave her behind, but since she's someone who lies a lot, because that's kind of the whole message of this episode, about being a liar. Like the governor. Yeah. Because this guy basically can't really accept babies in where he's from, because I guess it makes them like dangerous. I don't know the whole thing he said, or I don't even know his whole deal, but I guess she was with shady people. But she basically ends up lying to him that she'll go with her. I mean, that she'll go with him. But she ends up stealing his keys and basically drives off with her sister. Yeah. Then we jump back to these two characters, basically two alphas, because she's basically just a kid trying to protect all these kids, and then Daryl, he's trying to do what he's got to do, trying to find his brother. And then you just see these kids basically bullying the main kid, and it's just like, oh wow. Just thinking he's a liar and stuff. And then in the later scene, you basically see him with they're basically talking about like how he's just not really being able to get on and just feels so different, and just all the lying to him. Yeah. And then we jump back to this scene where they're trying to find help because, you know, the sister's pregnant, but we all knew how this was gonna go. I mean, after what she's seen, I mean, she doesn't fully understand what's actually happening. But if I just saw like an ambulance in the middle of the road, I probably wouldn't even get out the car, even if it was just a normal road. I was thinking like there's some kind of accident that just happened. And then you just find out that there's tons of walkers there, and I think she gets bit from then. And then you just see this kid basically finding the I don't know if it's a donkey or a horse, but yeah, because he was very close with that horse. And then finding out basically that, you know, the person who's looking after him lied to him. Yeah, it doesn't take that well. And then they basically go to rescue, because basically 2 people are missing, you know, that guy's brother and some other person, and they're trying to also get the supplies back that was stolen from some person, which we will see, yeah, who kind of reminds me of another character who I haven't seen for like, you could say a decade at this point, yeah. And this is when I guess the sisters basically find, like in another flashback, they basically find the place where the nuns and stuff are, and when the priest was actually alive and stuff. Yeah, because in the previous episode, you know, he's been a walker all this time, and he finally got put down when he got attacked. Yeah, they just basically do what they can for the sister anyway. Yeah, because at the same time she's been bit, and they don't even know how it fully works. So yeah, and I wonder how the priest dies anyway. Yeah, because imagine if the priest got bit from then. I mean, I guess he dies a bit later on. Yeah. You even see that little black girl too, who, you know, are with them. As a kid, yeah, I mean, basically get revealed that, you know, this boy who's supposed to be so special, he was basically born from her sister, and she's just been looking after him. But she literally turned at the time when he was basically born. So imagine the situation with Judith, but, you know, we saw flipping Laurie as a walker. I don't even know what's worse, being born while your mother's basically suffering in her final moments, or being born when your mum's basically a walker. Like, my god, damn. But yeah, she's basically saying her goodbyes to her sister and sharing memories. Yeah, because she doesn't really expect what's going to actually happen. She thinks she's just going to be able to give birth to her, and they're going to be able to stay here together. I mean, she ends up just, you know, staying here, but with her baby. But, you know, she doesn't really make it. She kind of turns into a walker. Yeah. But yeah, they end up finding the person they're looking for, but then he finds out that someone's shooting at him at the same time, and he's trying to get close to him. But then we find out it's basically another American, and he's so clueless what's actually happening. He's like flipping season 1 Mel, but he's not even aware of how bad the apocalypse actually was, because it basically took over everywhere in America. And he just has no clue. He thinks his family's still alive after all this time. All this time he's been here. Like, has he been high or something? Like, my god. Because the way how he acts so American. Like, so American, and he's just so clueless to what's actually happening. I mean, he's seen this place get messed up, but he didn't think the same back home. He's probably thinking like it's only in this country. But then, that's probably what every country thinks. Like, it's just their country that's basically messed up, and they have no idea what happened to the rest of the world. Yeah. So I guess I can imagine that, but man, being so clueless, I mean, it's unclear if his family survived or not, but, you know, everywhere got overrun by walkers and stuff, so it's possible they did. And, you know, he ends up trying to, you know, escape at a certain point, since he basically kidnapped some of the kids, and one of them ended up dying, which we see later on, yeah. Pretending that he's alive, because, you know, when you're with the leader, you have to make the hard choices, and she basically lied to the person's brother and stuff, yeah, saying that he's going to be okay and stuff. But we all knew he was possibly dead, yeah. But, you know, Daryl ends up putting him down anyway, and he's seen this guy basically trying to communicate with Daryl. I just wonder if he thought, like, man, this gives me so much vibes of my flipping brother. Because the way how he acts is, like, if there was literally a black person here, if he'd even kill him, which I don't even know if I should go that far. Because you know how Mel was, he hated black people. Like flipping T-Dog, oh my god. But yeah, if you got the chance, he probably would have killed him too. Yeah, I mean, then he beat him to death in the original show, so who knows if this guy was like that and basically killed that kid, which would kind of suck, yeah. But yeah, he ends up trying to escape, but ends up getting himself killed and eaten by the walkers, Daryl has to basically use the propane tanks that fell down to blow him up, but he still gets the medicine, and then the kids basically end up helping him escape. But then, they basically find, the brother, he's turned, but they at least found one of them that was alive, but, the other one basically turned, yeah, and had to put him down. And she wanted to put him down for the brother, but he ends up being Daryl because I guess she found it too hard to do, yeah. But I guess he got his horse at the end of the day, yeah. And Daryl just knew, like, the person that is trying to help, with the medicine, he knew it wasn't really going to work out, but you just basically have to lie to be able to get what you want, basically. That's the whole point of this episode, yeah. And then, she ends up, having to put down her elder. She wants to do that at least. But it's still impressive that she's basically kept all these kids alive all this time, yeah. I just wonder if we'll see these kids again. But yeah, then have a little funeral, and then they basically set off for their next journey. Then the bad guy from the previous episode, who lost his brother, he's trying to find out stuff about Daryl, basically his radio call about being from the Commonwealth and stuff, and trying to find someone, yeah. So he's just trying to learn about Daryl right now, and where he basically started the show, yeah. And yeah, just all the things we learn with this. We'll see where this goes, this storyline, how important it will actually be. But it definitely seems like it's really important though, because it seems like in the next episode, it seems like this person's talking to him like he's flipping a god or something. Yeah. But yeah, we'll just see where to go with this storyline. And yeah, just seeing him being born out of death, man. It's so symbiotic, or whatever I should call it. But yeah. So yeah, basically she just ends up looking after her sister's baby, and I guess he's really important too, so we'll see where the storyline goes anyway, yeah. But yeah, definitely a good episode. Definitely, it's already beat the Maggie and Negan spin-off, because this just brings we're getting to see The Walking Dead in a completely different light, instead of just America, which we've seen so many times. It's not even unique anymore, at least this feels unique. Yeah, we've still got walkers, but we're getting like a completely different perspective, because it's like in a completely different country and stuff, so yeah, they can do some different stuff with this, make it more unique, and that's what I'm getting so far. So even though the final season wasn't really the best, because most of it was just average and boring, and then like 2 or 3 great episodes, like mostly except for like the last episodes, yeah, I kind of wish the last season was better, but at least we've got these 2 shows recently, these spin-off shows, and I just hope someday we can still get a movie to end the story properly for the OG characters, if they're going to set up some new characters. But yeah, guess what, everything's here. Hope you enjoyed the review. Be sure you can leave a like. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.